Welcome to Colorado Homes and Lifestyles, where style comes home. This recording is brought to you by Aftersight, and it is intended to be used solely by individuals who are blind or have low vision.
Thank you for joining us for the Colorado Homes and Lifestyle September-October 2022 issue, Crazy About Kitchens. My name is Jerry Gingras. From the editor, Collab Power. Collabs are buzzy these days for everything from furnishings to fashion, making the title of the new Ferguson and Sharmanian architects book, Collaborations, Architecture, Interiors, Landscapes, particularly timely. Partners Mark Ferguson and Oscar Sharmanian espouse the idea that the best work comes from many people, and in this issue of Colorado Homes and Lifestyles, we see the belief in practice, not just in the gorgeous Aspen home their team designed, page 102, but throughout this issue. In our annual kitchen section, a list of talented craftspeople follows each story, the many hands that worked on a project, from kitchen designers to hard surface experts to lighting artists. The result renders kitchens with layers of texture, spaces about more than function, designed for comfort, socializing, and creativity. Following the thread of teamwork in the issue, when I asked Stephanie Holmes, owner of Integral Thread, profiled in Trade Talk, page 33, how she came up with the name for her bespoke rug company, she replied, its main origin comes from the fact that in the weaving world, particularly rugs, there are so many important steps that occur in the process from start to finish, and so many different hands that touch each part of the rug to create the finished product. We couldn't have the beautiful piece of artwork on our floors without the designers, the map makers, the die masters, the weavers, the finishers, the transporters, the airplanes, you name it. Each person and each step are integral, she explains. One untied thread could unravel the whole piece. Her comments rang true for me. At CH&L, too, it takes many hands behind the scenes working together toward a deadline to create an issue. Photographers, writers, sales executives, art directors, circulation managers, sharing a common goal of producing the best magazine possible for our readers. It's a collab I'm proud to be part of. Darla Borden, Editor-in-Chief. Finds, high points, time to organize, stylish charging docks, a delectable mountain eatery, and an urban luxury design store in Cherry Creek. Browse. When Robert Zimmerman decided to move his 20-year-old home design store from Larimer Square to Cherry Creek North late last year, he knew it was his dream come true. So he signed an 8-year lease for Element Home and dug deep to build out the 3,700 square foot storefront, resulting in a glistening new space with a swanky fireplace, fabulous built-ins, and a variety of glassware, art, decor, rugs, bedding, and furniture. I wanted something completely different that would blow your mind, he says, and everyone should feel at home and welcome here with no intimidation. The store carries more than 40 luxury manufacturers, specializing in contemporary and modern pieces that are sourced from Germany, Canada, Hong Kong, Italy, the Czech Republic, Mexico, and the U.S. 4 full-time and 1 part-time design consultant offers an elevated experience to help customers make comfortable, educated decisions. All original fine art and accessories are available for purchase off the floor. No waiting. Element, 3030 East 2nd Avenue, Denver. Eat. Eagle, Colorado might not be known as a cutting-edge culinary destination, but the Assembly is here to prove that theory otherwise. Owners Jamie and Caleb Mackey have hired a top-notch team to rival any restaurant in the surrounding Vail Valley with a globally focused vegetable-heavy menu using seasonal and locally sourced ingredients. The Mackeys, who have backgrounds in small business entrepreneurship and hospitality, opened the restaurant in August 2020 to create a gathering space for their beloved community. We wanted people to assemble and connect with others to build relationships, explains Jamie. The interior is bright and airy with 54 seats and 20 more on the patio. Together with Chef Brandon Utley, hailing from Vail's Sweet Basil, the team has created a contemporary eclectic dining experience with a constantly rotating menu. Being an Eagle, there is not a lot of opportunity to enjoy global cuisine, so we felt like this was a chance to bring new flavors to our community and expand their horizons, adds Jamie. Reservations strongly encouraged. The Assembly, 1143 Capitol Street, number 104, Eagle. Elevate your space from the ground up. Story by Risha Mitchell. Integral Thread offers next-level floor coverings that reflect a deep connection to community and nature. Take one step into Integral Thread at Denver Design Center, and you embark upon a global journey to exotic locales. Hanging prominently in the impressive showroom are premium handmade rugs, each telling a story of the rich culture and history from where it originated. Guiding you on your path to finding the perfect piece is the knowledgeable team at Integral Thread. Store owner Stephanie Holmes tells us about the showroom and the natural, organic luxe pieces that effortlessly ground a room. Tell us about Integral Thread. Integral Thread was established in December 2020. Our mission is to create and curate bespoke handmade rugs and textiles from natural materials that are ethically sourced and sustainable so that our clients can enjoy them for years to come. How did the showroom come to be? I came to visit a friend in Denver and ended up falling in love with Colorado and my husband. I started doing outside sales to designers in Denver and the surrounding suburbs to see if it was a viable location for a rug showroom. After a year and a half of schlepping rugs to firms, I decided it was time to open up shop. So, do you have a favorite floor covering? Where do I start? I have a white Wakaya alpaca in my main bedroom, and it is heavenly to wake up with that under your feet. Tell us about the Integral Thread team. I don't even have words. I am so lucky to have Stacy, Sarah, and Lane in my life, both in business and on a personal level. Though we all have unique personality traits, we were cut from the same cloth. To have the privilege of working with your friends and family is a blessing that I never dreamed I would get to experience. Where do you source your rugs? We work with weaving facilities all over the world. The largest percentage of our rugs are woven in India, but we also work with Nepal, Peru, Italy, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Turkey. We design and carry only handmade rugs in the showroom. There are a variety of weaves that we utilize, so I don't always use the term hand knotted, but the majority of our pieces are of hand knotted variety. We use natural materials and consider our rugs organic because we don't use chemical backing or synthetic fibers. What is the current trend in rugs? We are seeing irregular shapes, bolder, large geometric designs with Art Deco notes, more texture, and still quite a bit of tribal or mountain modern vibes. A classic trend that never goes away is simple plains. Those are classic styles that stand the test of time, and we always have requests for them. What should a customer consider when purchasing a rug? Material, application, size, and patience. You want to make sure you select the proper materials for your room. Certain fibers are best for certain areas. Do you give back to the community, international communities? Yes, one of our goals is to use our success, outreach, and profits to give back to our local community, our international and weaving communities, and our charitable partners. Our mission is to serve and inspire our community with empathy, integrity, and creativity so that we can offer a positive contribution to the environment and all of those around us. Fresh style, design, something old, something new. Downtown Denver Loft mixes it all together. Story by Alicita Rodriguez. When the homeowners of this downtown Denver loft decided to remodel, they had to meld very different tastes. The wife loves antiques. The husband loves everything modern. If she could go to a lower Broadway antique store and pick all the furniture, she would do that. I wanted very updated and clean finishes, the husband says. We wanted to still be married by the time we were finished. To maintain harmony, the homeowners sought the help of interior designer Chris McGovern, who admits there's always the role of mediator in the design process. His plan was to create a clean canvas that set off the homeowners' art and antiques, as well as the industrial features of the historic building. Overall, the renovated space creates a gallery for their collection of furniture, McGovern says. The first step in the redo was to emphasize the loft's architectural details. The husband, who is co-owner of Aspen-based Rutgers Construction and served as the project manager, says, with heavy Douglas fir timber and a 2-story brick wall, you couldn't mess it up. But the loft was stuck in the 1990s. Unfortunately, the space had a fairly taste-specific kitchen, and the existing floors were the infamous red oak you see in so many places, McGovern says. The tongue-and-groove ceiling also had a very orange tone. We wanted to de-orange everything. After refinishing the existing floors, ceilings, and beams, McGovern started with a fresh palette, painting the walls and spiral staircase white. We used a clean, quiet canvas that honors the industrial history of the building, McGovern says. The white extends into the kitchen. The simple white counters and cabinets turned out awesome, the husband says. The kitchen island is oversized out of desire and necessity. While the wife wanted a big island, a pesky plumbing issue made it even bigger. We ended up having to make the island larger because of the location of the water line, the husband says. Not only is it a very large island, it is also separated from the cabinets by a lot of space. The exaggerated distance makes for a great party pad, he notes. Guests can congregate in the kitchen or can wander around the loft where they will find unique art and antiques the homeowners have collected, says the husband. My wife's favorite piece is this old African chair. Every time you try to sit in it, you fall over. All the objects, including the tippy chair, represent the homeowners. The space is like a physical portrait of them, McGovern says. The eclectic loft mixes old and new to create a wonderful space. The husband sums it up beautifully. What we achieved is a really serene living experience in the city. Fresh style, style maker, Erica Dahlia Massaquoi. A wife, mom, CEO, and founder of the OULA Company, a globally focused women's wear brand sold at Nordstrom, shows her 9 favorite things. Written by Rebecca Gart. 1. Cooking class. Cook Street School of Culinary Arts offers a culinary date night, and it's in walking distance of our home. We recently made a magnificent bouillabaisse in the French classics class. Cookstreet.com. 2. High tea. We just had a birthday party for my daughter at Babe's Tea Room. That was so fun. It's high tea, but not old school. It's bright and light and groovy. This is high tea for everyone. 2401 15th Street, Denver. denvercenter.org. 3. Workout. I go to La Grille Lux Pilates Golden Triangle twice a week, and I can really see a change in my body. I also like yoga and running, but it's good to mix it up. Pilates stretches me out and has given me a strong core. 1255A Delaware Street, Denver. lagrelux.com. 4. Bakery. The cakes from Azucar Bakery are divine. The white cake with traditional cream cheese filling is my favorite. So fluffy, light, and delicious. It's a must for every birthday and is often sold by the slice. 1886 South Broadway, Denver. azucarbakery.com. 5. Denver Market. My husband is from Sierra Leone, so our first order of business when we moved to Denver was to find an African grocer. We frequent Makala African Market, which has everything we need: smoked fish and poultry, cassava leaves, and palm oil. When my mother-in-law visits, she makes us dishes from her cookbook, Foods of Sierra Leone and Other West African Countries. 2032 Clinton Street, Aurora. Makola African, 49. Weebly.com. Skincare. Environ all the way. My favorite esthetician recommended it to me years ago, and I now use the Ace Oil nightly. If you want glossy, glowing skin, this is your holy grail. In addition, I go to Restorative Injectables for the best deep cleanse facial in town. Leah is not afraid. She goes all the way in EnvironSkincare.com. Restorative Injectables by Taylor Campbell, 6981 East Bellevue Avenue, Denver. RestorativEinjectables.com. 7. Furniture Line. We recently purchased a historic home in Capitol Hill, and I am carefully curating our furnishings. I really admire the custom work of Nicole Crowder and would love to commission her for a piece someday. NicoleCrowderUpholstery.com. 8. Art Fair. I've been an active contemporary art curator my entire career, but I've only recently begun collecting. My go-to resource is 1-54 Contemporary African Art Fair. It's the leading international art fair dedicated to contemporary art from Africa and its diaspora. There are 3 editions each year in New York City, London, and Marrakesh. 1-54.com. 9. Writing Store. Since moving to Colorado, my 11-year-old has become a budding equestrian, and Dover is her favorite store for saddle pads, riding gloves, outfits, girths, and everything else. Dover Saddlery, 11120 South 20 Mile Road, Parker. DoverSaddlery.com. Fresh Style Inspired Spaces. Homeowners Scott and Sophia Theodore dreamed of creating a forever home that would capture the magic of their travels abroad and reflect their love affair with the architecture and aesthetic of Italy's Amalfi Coast. Envisioning a warm, inviting retreat somewhere between Italian farmhouse and Tuscan villa that was comfortable to live in with room to accommodate visits from their 4 grown children, the couple teamed up with designer Miranda Cullen, founder and principal designer of Inside Stories, who created the 8,800 square foot home in Littleton's classic Tuscan-style neighborhood, Ravenna, from top to bottom. Oozing old-world elegance, the home exudes luxury, warmth, and antiquity at every turn. What mattered most to the homeowners, says Cullen, was designing the home to look like the bones of it had been around for 100 years, while creating interiors thoughtfully placed to complement that. A creamy neutral palette serves as background for layer upon layer of earthy weathered finishes. A foundation of weathered brick, stone, terracotta tile, and reclaimed wood on the floors is crowned by massive beams. aged and gnarled, spanning the ceilings. The space is softened by luxurious fabrics, leather, bespoke furniture, and beautiful accessories throughout. For every piece that feels a little heavy, a little more masculine, there's a more feminine element that offsets it and creates balance, explains Cullen. Every inch of space was thoughtfully curated. It was one of the most challenging designs we've worked on to date, she says. It took an army of talented artisans to execute the designs. Among the home's many unique features are a wine grotto settled between the lower and upper levels, complete with secret game room, and patios and decks galore. But the homeowner's favorite spot is a dreamy eyrie with sweeping views perched above the primary bedroom, a luxurious spa retreat with a cozy sitting area. Every single morning we meet up there for coffee, says Sophia Theodore. In summer we look over the hogback, all greenery and flowers. And in the winter we cozy up to the fireplace, snow falling, baskets of blankets. It's perfect. United in their vision, the Theodores worked shoulder to shoulder with Cullen and general contractor Larry Bennett. Sterling Custom Homes through every step of the process. It just became a dream project. We actually enjoyed every bit of it. There are thousands of decisions to make, and I can't think of even one that we disagreed on, says Scott Theodore. I wouldn't change a thing about it. Sophia agrees. We pinch ourselves all the time. Kitchens. Mid-century transformation. When the pandemic began and Denver schools went fully remote, Christina and Michael Sevilla headed for the foothills in search of a school district with a hybrid setup for their son. Ultimately settling on Evergreen, the couple bought a 1969 home that was ready for an update. It had great mid-century modern bones, so we knew we had a good basis to work from, says Christina. To kickstart the facelift, the couple brought in Delilah Collins of Collins Design and Remodel. The kitchen needed a more functional layout, says Collins, so we went with a partial wall for the range and hood so that the space wasn't too enclosed. Being on trend wasn't a concern for the owners. We were more focused on highlighting the view from the large windows opposite the kitchen. No kitchen can outdo a mountain view, says Christina. With an abundance of natural light, Collins opted for minimal lighting pieces. The island pendants work similarly to a simple piece of jewelry, explains Collins. The clear asymmetrical pendants add a touch of glamour without busying the space. The casualness of the lighting we chose doesn't compete with or interrupt the beautiful views to the outside. Historical elegance. In Denver's Country Club neighborhood, a 1928 home built by architect Burnham Hoyt was in need of some TLC. After the Tudor-style home underwent construction from a previous owner in the 1970s, the additions and remodels needed to be reoriented for current-day functionality. The new owners decided to create their own urban oasis while still respecting Hoyt's original design. Peggy Bender of Robbins Weiner Design stepped in with a vision. We went for an English manor working kitchen, elegant but sparse in detail, says Bender. Paying homage to Hoyt, architect Stephen Ekman of Ekman Design Studio worked carefully to remove the 70s additions on the narrow lot. Ultimately, we needed to reorient the floor plan into an L shape, he explains. The kitchen was strategically positioned so the owners could enjoy an open concept. The classic design of the kitchen gets its feel through the barn door and hanging pendant lights. Almost mimicking candles, the lighting fixtures combined old with new. It was the large-scale custom zinc hood by Raw Earth that became the central element to inspire the rest of the kitchen, says Bender. The rest of the decor came easily once the hood was installed. Thank you for joining us for the Colorado Homes and Lifestyles magazine. My name is Jerry Gingras.
You've been listening to Colorado Homes and Lifestyles, where style comes home. If you enjoyed this program, please register for our free services at www.aftersight.org or by calling 303-786-7777.